All right, so let's talk about Kenny Lofton. Uh, I just wrote an article on Kenny Lofton's '94 season a couple days ago for Last Out, and it got me thinking. I wanted to have you on, and I want to talk about what are your thoughts on Kenny Lofton. You know, back in 2013, only got 3.2% of the vote on the Hall of Fame ballot. Now, there's a lot of people that think that maybe he at least should have gotten at least stayed on the ballot going forward for from 2013, but he didn't, and his next shot would be in 2 years. So, I mean, Kenny Lofton had a great career, man. Really good career. I was just looking. He was fourth from 92 to 99 in WAR from that stretch behind Bonds, Griffey, and Jeff Bagwell. Um, Look, man, I mean, is he a lock? I don't know about that, but he definitely should have gotten more of a look. And as an Indians fan, I know you said you grew up watching him. What are your thoughts? Is he a Hall of Famer? Look, I know you're gonna be a little biased. It's okay. Um, but I want to hear your thoughts. What is your opinion? Should Kenny Lofton be in the Hall of Fame?
I'm going to try to be objective here.
Okay.
He Kenny Lofton was not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I am not fooling myself on that. The fact that he didn't, and it's weird because that 2013 ballot, nobody made the Hall of Fame that year.
Right.
It was a weird year. A bunch of those steroid guys are still on the ballot. I think Biggio got the most votes, but he was only at like 68%. There was a big group of talent. And I think they all kind of split the vote, and nobody got to 75%. And a guy like Lofton, who I think it's a travesty he wasn't on the ballot a second year. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, he just got overlooked because there was so much talent on this ballot and other guys that eventually made the Hall of Fame. But I was looking at it myself yesterday. There were four guys that were on that ballot that are now in the Hall of Fame that had less WAR over the course of their careers than Lofton did. It's just ridiculous. So for him to not even be on for a second year, I can't stomach that. But kind of beyond just that basic fact, you know, I read your piece. 90, that 94 season is very emblematic of kind of what made Lofton great. It was his breakout year. He led the league in hits and steals. Kind of goes hand in hand. You got to be on base to steal, but still, it was his first breakout year, and he did it with the glove as well. I think you mentioned his total runs being the best in the league. So that is, it was big for him to get to that point, and it kind of carried him through his career. Another thing I'll say on the Hall of Fame piece is that guys who kind of accumulate over long careers tend to get docked by kind of new age voters. And I think because he played for so long and he was on so many different teams, I think maybe he got that reputation. But he was good for a really long time, and he was great at his peak. And I think he's a Hall of Famer. He's not a first ballot, but I mean, if you're going to let some of the guys that were in now in and not have him in, I don't agree.
Harold Baines. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Not not to say Harold Baines wasn't a good player, but come on now. I mean, look, man. I mean, hey, Kenny Lofton played for the Phillies way back in '05, man. He had a good year for us before he got hurt. He was hitting like 335. That was, yeah, I think that was 2005. So, got a little history with Kenny Lofton here. And he was incredible on both sides defensively, uh, and, with the bat, getting on base, stealing. Um, and I mean, it's something that's missing right now, man. We need stolen bases
Something.
back too. We need stolen bases back in baseball. I miss that. You don't really
One thing
have.
I'll mention about Lofton real quick.
Yeah.
Um, I was thinking about this last night because I knew we were going to talk about it. 1995 World Series, Game One. Indians haven't been in a World Series since 1954.
Right.
They're facing Greg Maddux in Atlanta. Um, Obviously, Maddux is at his peak. I think he went 19-2 that year. He was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Indians are up. Obviously, they're in Atlanta. So top of the first, they're hitting. Lofton hits a slow roller to Jeff Blauser at short for the Braves. Blauser boots it. He was a sure-handed shortstop in his day too, but he boots it probably because of Lofton's speed. Lofton's on first. Lofton stole second, stole third. At some point, Omar Vizquel struck out, and then Carlos Baerga hits a grounder to second. Lofton scores on the ground ball. Ball never left the infield. Ball never, no hits in the inning, and it's 1-0 Indians. That's the kind of thing he was able to. You talk about, Fangraphs has the stat runs created.
Yeah.
If that's not a run created, I don't know what is. And then later in that game, Maddox pitches the complete game. It's 3-1 in the ninth. Um, Lofton, I think, with one out, gets a single to left, gets on first. Um, Gets to, there's a ground ball, I think, to second again. He gets to second on the ground ball, goes to third on a ground ball to second. They throw to third, overthrow. He scores on the error to third. Indians scored 2 runs in that ball game. Lofton made both of them. They ended up losing the game 3-2, but just something that was most emblematic and on the biggest stage in the
Yeah.
World Series, given the history kind of going on with the Indians at the time too. To me, I wanted to share that because that was just emblematic of kind of early on what Lofton was, and also kind of what's missing in the game right now too.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have those guys anymore that can hit a single or get on base, and they're turning it into a double or a triple just by the fact that they can steal bases, and that's not happening, man. But I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer. War of almost 70. I think I'm trying to think of what the average Hall of Fame WAR is, but I think it's somewhere around there. So there's
Yeah,
guys with wars that are like 40 or 50, and that was way back. But